What's up, guys? So I know I'm a few days late to this, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on this whole Anthony Mackie thing because I've seen some really bad takes from the worst people that you know on the internet, and also some bad takes from people who aren't necessarily awful people, but who just aren't great at getting the full context of things and instead just reading clickbait headlines. So the people who are big mad at Anthony Mackie are only focusing on one very small part of what he said.
Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations.
That's what all of the clickbait headlines are based on, and that's where you get all of these takes of, well, America's in his name, bro. He should totally represent America, bro, because his name's Captain America, bro. But what they aren't focusing on is what Anthony Mackie said after that, which is where the real context comes in and is the whole point of what he was trying to say.
It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
So what he's saying is that he is not focused on Captain America representing the literal physical country of America, but rather representing what American ideals should be: keeping your word, having honor and dignity and integrity, and being dependable and trustworthy. Those are the ideals that Captain America represents. And I've seen a lot of people say that already, and that's great. And I know I'm not adding a lot to the conversation yet, but one thing that I haven't seen people talk about is I don't think those ideals are uniquely American. I think those are ideals that everybody should aspire to have in life, regardless of where you live. And if I'm being honest, and I really try not to get political on here, but I'm not so sure that those ideals are the true American ideals anymore, but it's what they should be, and that is what Captain America represents. There's a great sequence from Young Avengers #1 from back in 2008 where Elijah Bradley, the hero known as Patriot, who I believe we will see in the upcoming Captain America movie. I'm not sure if he'll be Patriot, but we'll at least see this character. He is remembering back to a conversation he had with Captain America about how it was hard for him to be a black kid carrying the name Patriot. And he says, I remember talking to Captain America about that before he died. This was back when Captain America supposedly died. He says, and he explained what patriotism meant to him. It wasn't about blindly supporting your government. It was about knowing what your country could be, what it should be, and trying to lead it there through your example. And holding it accountable when it failed. I remember he said, there's nothing patriotic about corruption or cover-ups or defending them, but exposing them, well, that takes a hero. I also saw this tweet from one of the worst people on Twitter who says he proudly wears the red, white, and blue. Well, sure, he does, except for the 2 times that he didn't. The first time happened back in Captain America #180 back in 1974, where Captain America found out that a high-ranking government official who was heavily hinted at being Richard Nixon, though it was never confirmed, but he found out that that government official was the leader of a terrorist organization known as Secret Empire, and that made Captain America question everything to the point where he didn't feel like he could go on representing America anymore, so he got rid of the costume and the shield, and he donned this costume instead and called himself Nomad. The second time was Captain America #332 from 1987, where the government wanted Captain America to be their official spokesperson, employee, soldier, whatever you want to call it, but they wanted him to work exclusively for them. And we kind of saw a little bit of that too in the Captain America Civil War movie with the Sokovia Accords and the government wanting the Avengers to only go where the government says they can go and only do what the government says they can do. And you guys remember, Captain America had a big problem with that. And he had a big problem with that in this issue too. And again, he gave back the costume and the shield because he said, I don't just represent America. I can't be your spokesperson, your symbol, because I represent more than just this one country. That led him to don this costume 5 issues later and just be known as the Captain for a while because, again, he didn't represent just one country, but he knew that he still represented those good and pure ideals and that he couldn't just rest on his laurels. He had to go out there and do something because that is the right thing to do. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on this whole thing, and I'm not sure that I brought anything new to the conversation that people who are also on this side of this topic haven't already said. But the people who are big mad about all this, their voices are so loud. They are screaming mad. and I just want to be yet another voice for how it actually is, what the truth of this is. If you disagree with what I'm saying and you are big mad about Anthony Mackie and what he said, let me know why you're mad. But I will tell you that there is no argument that you can bring that will make anything that I've said or anybody else has said wrong, because we're not wrong. I really suggest that if you don't agree with him or you can't see his point of view, go read a Captain America comic book, watch Chris Evans' portrayal of Steve Rogers in the Captain America movies, because he does a lot of the same kind of thing, but just get some more information and you'll see that what Anthony Mackie said is completely correct.